Today I'm making salsa. I started out with 14.5 pounds of tomatoes out of my garden that I grew, and I'm cutting out the part where the stem attaches. There's kind of like a hard area in there. I cut that out, and then slicing them up into little squares by hand. I could put them in the blender, but I think that would just make it mushy. It's nice to have like little chunks of tomato in there. And then I'm throwing them over here in the strainer. It gets a little bit too juicy, so I'm straining the juice out, and if I need more juice later, I'll add it back in, or a little bit back in. Next, I'm cutting up some sweet yellow onion, and this works really good. I got a fan going so it doesn't burn my eyes really bad. Then I'm going to add a little bit of jalapeno pepper to make it hot and spicy. I guess the jalapeno peppers is really a judgment call as to how hot you want it. And this is what I think makes it taste really good, the cilantro, so I want to add a bunch of that. I'm also going to add some lime juice. Rather than get the fresh limes, I just got this bottle of stuff it was only 99 cents. And a little bit of salt. I'm also going to add a little bit of pepper. This is fresh salsa, and I think most people don't cook it at all, but I just got a little bit hot, and I'm going to put it in some pint mason jars. I tasted it, and I think next time I'm not going to add any salt, because, you know, you're putting it on chips. Chips have a lot of salt anyway. I figure that these pint-sized jars are the right size because there's no preservatives in this, and I think if people had quart jars of salsa, it would go bad before they used it all. And there it is, all done. 10 jars of salsa. So this is our grocery list. I started out with 14.5 pounds of big beef tomatoes from my garden, and the big beefs are just the big ones. They probably don't call them out at the store, but they have a lot of juice in them, so if somebody was to get some Romas or something, you probably wouldn't need quite as many pounds because you lose a lot of the weight of it in the juice. And then 3.35 pounds of sweet yellow onions, and I think I just ended up using 2 of those big onions there. And then 2 jalapeno peppers, like so. 1 big bundle of cilantro, and at my store anyway, they got pretty big bundles there. And then a bottle of lime juice, and some salt and some pepper, and then I guess some not quart jars, but pint jars for the salsa. And here's the actual recipe right here. Ended up with 18 cups of diced and drained tomatoes, 3 cups of diced onions, 2 diced jalapenos, 2 cups of diced cilantro, 3 tablespoons of lime juice, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of pepper.